In this video we shall talk about the record and playback technology, what it is and how it is used. And we'll see a little demo. So with the record and playback technology, our automation tool helps us with the following actions. First of all, the tool is started in record mode and it records all our actions, our interactions with the application under test. So you may be seen such abbreviation a lot of times in books. AUT, application under test, or SUT, system under test. Then the automation tool presents the recording in some script language. Those languages are very different, but are usually some high-level programming languages or their dialects. Then the tool allows the tester to edit and improve the script. And we'll see such example in a couple of minutes. And then the script may be executed a lot of times. And then the tool logs the results. So the testing for real starts here. What pros and cons do we see here? First of all, let's start with pros. Yes, it's easy to learn. That's why we are using this technology in our training. It's a quick test skeleton creation approach. Even experienced software automation testing specialists use this technique for quick test skeleton creation. With record and playback, we may auto-generate some technical details like Windows IDs, interface elements IDs, some element names, some paths, and so on. And the routine actions are auto-recorded, like clicking buttons, filling fields, and so on. But of course there are cons. There are absolutely no ifs, cycles, subroutines during recording. Some automation tools even do not allow to add all these useful things after recording. Most do, but some do not. Every action is recorded. Anything you do. Like if you record a video with a phone, every action. That's why you have to edit your script after the recording. Hard coding is bad. Since everything is recorded, any value you use during your test is also recorded. And the last but not least, meaningless variable names. If your automation tool uses variable, usually their names are not meaningful for a human. So you have to edit those names. But nevertheless, with record and playback technology, we have the easiest way to try automation, even in our training for the beginners. It also may help experienced testers to speed up some actions, but it's still not a universal solution. It often fails, so you have to be vigilant. And it still leaves much manual work, and you'll see it in a couple of minutes how much it is. And now we'll see a simple example with Selenium IDE, the integrated development environment for Selenium scripts. Yes, it's implemented as Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox extensions. You can always download it for free, and it's one of the most simple tools to start with the record and playback technology. And now we shall see a live demo. Imagine we have to automate such a simple small test consisting only of 4 steps. Here they are, like opening some URL, clicking some links, and checking that the page contains some text. Let's do it. Here I use Mozilla Firefox. You may use Google Chrome as well if you prefer. And let us start the Selenium IDE plugin. Here it is. We shall create a new project. Let's name it Demo Project. Okay. And then we shall record our test. Let's click Start Recording. It will ask us for the base URL, the URL for the whole application, so any other URLs inside the test will be relative to this one. As we remember, we have Selenium .dev here. Okay, we may even copy-paste it. Right now I click Ctrl+C, switch back to Selenium IDE, click Ctrl+V, okay, and now I click Start Recording, so this URL is opened already. Then I'll switch back to my document to see what the next step should I perform. The next step is to click Projects link. Okay, let's do it. Here we have that projects link and I click it. Okay, we can see that Selenium IDE is still recording that label at the right bottom of the screen. And now I see what next shall I do. I'm switching back the document. Here I have to click on the Learn More link in Selenium IDE section. Let's do it. Let's scroll down to the Selenium IDE section. Here it is. And oh yes, here's the Learn More. Let's click it. Some other page was opened. So what's our next step? Here we have to check that the page contains the following text. Selenium IDE has plugin support. Okay, let's do it. Doing this is not so easy, but for instance, I have no time or desire to look for the exact text. I'm just selecting any text on the page and clicking the right mouse button. What does Selenium IDE show me? What options? For instance, assert text. Let's just click this for something to be recorded, and then I'll rewrite the test. For now, all the 4 steps are done. Let's check again in the Word document. Yes, we see all 4 steps are done. Now we may stop the recording and see the result. We shall switch to main Selenium IDE window and click Stop Recording. Let's do it. The test is somehow ready for now. Let's call it Demo Test 01. Okay. And let us see inside the script. What do we see here? The first command is OK. It's about opening the URL, so I'm leaving it intact. The second command is not OK. I do not want to change the window size or something like that, so I am deleting this command. The next command is OK, it's about clicking the projects. The next is not really OK, but for this quick demo, let us leave it intact. Of course, we shall change this value to some other, more accurate, but we shall talk about it in the future videos. For now, let's leave it intact. But looking at those locators in the target column, even I do not know now which one is the link I had to click. So I may use some techniques to distinguish them. But first thing first, let us rewrite that command. This assert text command is not good. I have to check for the text to be inside the whole page, no matter where it is. So I am changing the command and selecting assert element present. And I have to eliminate this value and then have to change the target here. I have already prepared it in the clipboard, so I am copy-pasting it now. I am using XPath locator, and now the only thing left is to distinguish which one of these commands is good and which is not. Let us try to use this button, the Find Target in page 1. Let's check, let's click, and once again, and maybe for this command. Okay, I see that this is about this element. So I'm deleting this command and leaving this intact. Okay, 4 actions, just like in our initial document. Now we may save this test case. and the whole project. Let's do it. Let's save it somewhere, why not? And let's see how does it work. I'm clicking Run Current Test. We can see that almost everything is okay, except for the last command. Now let's check if this text really exists in the page. Let's copy the text in the clipboard and then switch back to the page and try to find it here. Oh, it's not here. So the test fails, and it fails in the right way. It detects the error. There has to be such text, but there is no such text on the page. Let us make sure that our test really works. Now I'm copying these web-ready words. Copy. Now I switch back to my test case, paste the text here and run the test case again. And now we see that everything's good. Everything's green. Yes, web-ready text for real exists there in the page. We can easily see it here. But then I absolutely have to remember to change that text value back. So now I'm copying one more time into the clipboard the initial text and returning it here and checking once again. Now everything works and our test detects the problem, detects the error within the application, detects the defect. So that's all for the first demo. In the next videos we shall discuss the Selenium IDE in more details.